This footage was taken by my brother-in-law, Terry Thompson, at Offley, and we started from our cottage in Offley, walking along the high street towards Offley Place, the college where I worked in the 60s. And here you see myself, Dorothy pushing the pram with Deborah in it, Vivian walking along the side, my uncle Richard, my auntie Hilda, my mum in the white hair, and my sister Patricia. This was in 1966. I'd got the gardens looking pretty good. Of course, also tagging along there is Karen and Kevin, Pat and Terry's children. They're very tiny then, they were. Here we are with me leading the way round into the main gates of the walled garden, of the rose garden and so on, and showing my aunt and uncle and my sister around the place. Dottie often used to come up and visit me here, and then we go into the greenhouse and look at some of the plants in there, and then my auntie Hilda, who was quite a character. We looked in the cold frames. Of course there were some radishes there, and Auntie Hilda actually takes a radish straight out and starts eating it, and as I say, she's quite a character. She starts dancing around on the grass there. I spent some of the happiest days of my life at Offley, and it was a lovely job. Well, you know, I got paid for something that I loved.
Greet the morning with open arms. Nature meets you with all her charms. A floral carpet of varied hue. We're all part of it. Yes, me and you. Sparkling waters, the dancing trees, the glittering flight of diamond beams, the silent ripple of violet scents. We're all part of the element.
Here we are going up the old Offley Road. There's quite a steep hill. This is to the village of Offley, where I used to work between 1965 and 1967. And just like the old days when I used to come up here in my Reliant three-wheeler, there is a tractor in front. That always happened to me, and I had trouble having to go down a gear because of the tractor. But there you go. So we're just coming up there, and then we'll turn left into Great Offley, the old cottage, and well, you'll see it all. Okay. There, if you look over there on the left, that's my old cottage, the one with the brown door. And next door was Alec Durston, who was a really great guy. In fact, he told me that one day I'd be on television talking about plants. Well, here we are, coming through the gates of Offley Place, which at the time I worked there was a training college, and I was the garden steward there, and all this I looked after. I was in charge of it all. I just had one guy with me, Jack Dovey, who was in his 60s, and we used to have a guy come in on a Saturday just to do the digging, and then the Hertfordshire County Council just used to bring gang mowers in to cut the grass. But basically it was only me and Jack and this guy on the Saturdays. Those buildings you just saw were stables and workshops, and there was a maintenance guy who used to go in there, and me and Jack used to go in there and share a cup of tea with him. But this here is inside the gardens. We used to come through the back gate from my own house, the old cottage, and I was in charge of all this. Of course, at the time I had lots of beds dug out with different, all sorts of things in, economical plants and biblical plants and odd plants, you name it, and while I was here I also started writing for the Gardener's Chronicle and Garden News. Here you can see a border that is left over from my days. I planted these shrubs, and there's even some primroses there that I planted way back in the 60s.
Nice garden, but I think the gates are locked. But we can. Look, no, they're not. And the roses on it, yeah. Look at all those kind of doctors. And again, a lot of stuff that I've planted here. And the doctor, Gloria, it's not. Sometimes if I had a break, I used to sit in there. I used to put flowers in there and a hanging basket.
There's no hanging baskets there now. There used to be seats in there too, so you can actually sit in there, and Dot sometimes used to come up. And of course from there you can see the little sundial there, which is where Vivian had a photograph taken, the famous photograph of Vivian on it. Not bad, I suppose, but you know, I loved it there.
I don't know, around the back. This is it. From the front of the house, the gate. There's the rest of Offley. The grounds of it. And over here I did build a special little patio, but the thing is that looks like they've changed it all now. Nothing like it was at all anymore, I'm afraid. Look at all that, and imagine it was me, there's old Jack, my undergardener. One guy used to come round every Saturday morning to do the digging, so it's just me, Jack, and a Saturday guy used to look after the whole thing. Quite a lot of it to look after, but I loved it. Almost spent my life here, really. There's more like a way of life than a job. There you go. Love to be able to bring it back to the glory that it was in those days, but I don't suppose that'll ever happen. That's our little trip then from this to Offley. Even more of it over here, look. A bit quiet around here, isn't it? Look around. Where the pig farm used to be. Not anymore, but these daffodils are planted.
Those windows there, the buildings next to the cottage, that's where my office was, where I used to do all my office work and write for the Gardener's Chronicle and Garden News as well. And this is the back entrance that I used to come through from my cottage, come through the little lane, and I never bothered with going around the front. I used to come around the back and go into the garden that way. In fact, I used to hop over the fence at the bottom of my garden, walk through the woods and go into work that way. Wonderful it was, wonderful early in the morning, 6:30.
We'll say goodbye to Offley again. I'm sure we'll be back again one day. Oh, that's someone horse riding. Right at the bottom there. Past the gate. People over there cutting the hedge. There's the horse rider. Like they used to do.
And so we say goodbye to Offley. The best job I ever had. It was more than a job, it was a way of life. The greenhouses, the borders, everything. I would never have swapped it for anything. Bye Offley. What wouldn't I give to bring it back to its glory days? Oh well. It's even a better patch in the rose garden that's growing. There's a flower right open. And say that covered it. A bit of a pest in the greenhouse because it spread everywhere. But I tried it outside and it wouldn't grow. Now it is. So that says something about climate change, doesn't it? That was in 1965, 66. Sadly, quite heartbreaking that it's all been let go though, I'm afraid. It's not Hamid's fault, I know, because he's only got so much money to spare. But when I think of how... This was an orchard here, with apple trees and pears. There's loads of them. And yet now, it's a shame. The walled garden there, and this was my propagation greenhouse, which is where, obviously I propagated, grew seeds and vegetables and so on. In here, that was all glass at one point, but it's all totally different now. totally different, and it's even crumbling away. Unfortunately, when you look over here, look, it's really a bit of a state, sadly. I'd love to have a lot of money and to be able to restore this back to what it used to be. But really, that's the way things go. Sadly, there's the rose garden again. We just come from there, and when you go here, it's which is what used to be. They used to have the greenhouse here, and it's all rubbish, which is such a pity. My greenhouse used to be right down the bottom there, those cloches. If you've seen the old video, you'll know what it was like. And this was the main driveway. I used to come around the back here, but now the state of it, it's heartbreaking, really is. It is like a builder's yard more than anything. But there you go. It's yeah, my office was over there. There's a load of rubbish there, and quite a thriving place it was. But hey, shame, innit, Boo?
No.
But you know, the thing is, the spiritual feeling is still here, amazingly enough, which is why I like coming back here every so often, because it's I feel I've left part of me here, amazingly enough, and always like to come back here to get a feeling of that. That's those wooden buildings there. That was where my office was. That was it there. And shed for everything was there. And of course this used to be the farmer Carter's cottage, and he used to keep his pigs here. Amazingly enough, this was part of the farm, and I used to walk through there to my to my cottage,
Yeah.
round the corner.
Well.
But there you go. Happy days, and these places here were where we used to old Harold Woodridge, the handyman, used to have his little workshop up there where it's this car park. There you go.